That is a great expression, isn't it? Dreaming with your eyes wide open. How does that feel? I mean, what is that? Just the concept. What does it feel like to you? Yell it out.
Caramel.
Ecstatic. Caramel. Joy. Okay, good. Oh, do I have that thing? Awake. That's a good one. Awake. Are y'all awake now?
Yes.
But are you? But are you? But are you awake to everything going on around you? This concept, dreaming with my eyes wide open, means you're able to dream, you're able to know, you're able to be excited, enthused, passionate, and you see everything going on. You understand it, you comprehend it, you know what's going on, and you can literally deal with what is going on in your world and what is coming through your world. So you are living in it, right there at the center of it. And that song is so amazing. The energy of it, the melody of it, the beat of it, the way you guys just sang it, it does what it's saying. It gets you in that moment where you're wide awake. So I'm going to start today with Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes said this: "We must begin to sense and feel the presence of our dreams, to enjoy them in our mind, not as an illusion, but as a reality, not as a dream, but as an experience." Isn't that a great quote? Yeah. I've never used it before. So we must begin to sense and feel the presence of our dreams, to really feel them. Kirby just set this up perfectly, because there she is driving over a bridge, and all of her dreams from years ago start to come back up inside of her. It's like, wow, where have you been? And what have I been doing? And why have I ignored you? Anybody have that at all? Like in your life? Yeah, right? Why have I ignored things I know I love, things that I love to be and do and experience? So we must begin to sense and feel the presence of our dreams, to enjoy them in our minds. How many people do you think have dreams that they don't enjoy? In fact, they torment us because we're not doing them. We're not living them. We're not experiencing them. We're not willing to make them real. They stay in that hovering place of a possibility maybe someday. To enjoy them in our mind, not as an illusion, but as a reality. Not as a dream, but as an experience. A lot of people feel that they can only experience their dreams when they happen. When this happens, I will ... You ever heard yourself say that? When I have more money, I'll be able to go ... When I find my soulmate, I will be able to enjoy life. Well, why not do it now? Because if you're willing to do it now, someone might find you attractive. Think about that. I'll be happy when I find my true love, because most people are looking for someone who's unhappy. Right? So the point is, be willing to experience what you know you want to experience now. Right here, today, now. Visualization from the Queen Dom herself, from our 95-year-old dreamer. Right? And you have lived so many dreams. I mean, this woman was on the set of Ben-Hur. Yes. Wasn't you? You were, right? Wasn't it Ben? Oh, Spartacus. I knew it was guys in less clothing. She was on the set of Spartacus. There's a picture of her standing with that guy with almost nothing on, and she's just like, you know, she had an amazing life. I mean, this is somebody who Frank Sinatra and Marlon Brando threw her 24th birthday party. Yeah. So she's had great dreams, but she still does. She's still dreaming. But she's living them. And that's the thing. Not just a dream, but an experience of it. Can't you experience your dream no matter what? You don't need anything to experience the dream if you're willing to know who you are, because it does go back to that. So here's a definition of dream: a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. Now, of course, we know about the dreams we have at night. And how so funny, you and, who was it? Steve. We're saying you guys tossed and turned all night. Kevin and I, we woke up this morning And it was like six something. And we looked at each other, we went, didn't we just go to sleep? We literally went to sleep at like 10:30, and then at 6:30, we both woke up and went, what time is it? It's like 11 at night or something? And it was, I don't even remember my dreams from last night. But not those kind of dreams, the other dream, a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. So I want to ask you today, do you have them? What are your cherished aspirations? What do you want to do with your life? And if you're sitting here today saying, I'm 95 years old, what would you like me to do with my life? You're missing the point. Because you can do whatever you want to do at any given moment and decide what it is. And I also think it's important not to base your dreams, your aspirations, your ambitions, your ideals, not to base them on anything in the relative world. I think about that guy. I was just watching him on the internet. He has no arms and no legs, and he's one of the big motivational speakers in the world. You've seen him? And he just rolls himself out there. And honestly, when he talks, and someone asked him in the audience, I was watching one of his lectures, someone asked him in the audience, does he ever get sad about who he is? And you know what his answer was? He said, do you? And she said, I do sometimes. She goes, and so do I. But he made it so clear. He was like, this is not what I'm sad about. There are just things that happen, and I let myself get sad. So, what are your ambitions? What are your dreams? They can't have been from yesterday. And if they are, and they need to bubble back up, that's great. But what are your dreams? Are you still living dreams that perhaps no longer really have much power or much play in you? Are you still trying to accomplish things that you wanted to accomplish at a certain point, and because you haven't accomplished it, you're stuck, you're trapped, still trying, yet it doesn't even serve you? So right now, I want you to drop everything, just let go of everything, and ask yourself, what are my dreams now? What do I want right now? What are my ideals? What are my aspirations? Yesterday morning, Kevin and I were sitting at El Palapa. Did I say it right, Scott? Whatever. La Palapa. El Palapa. The Palapa or the La Palapa? El Palapa. Which one? La Palapa. I was at a restaurant, and it was beautiful, right on the beach. And we were sitting there, and we knew we were leaving in a couple of hours. And by the way, we stayed at Scott Anderson and Jose's gorgeous condominium, and we are so grateful to you for that. Just this beautiful condominium on the top floor of this beautiful building that when you walk out of your bedroom, it's all glass and all you see is ocean. It was just spectacular. So we were sitting at the restaurant, and I said to Kevin, I said, do you think it's possible to live our life where we are happy with everything that happens and with everything we do going forward? Do you remember what you said? Do you? Do you remember? No. You said, I think it's possible, but I don't know if it's probable or something like that. I don't know if it's probable. I said, and that's the case. We understand the possibilities. We understand our dreams. But we have a caveat. We have a core belief that says that can't always happen. You may not get that. You may have to settle. You may have to work really hard and then have time to be happy. Anybody with that one? I'll work really hard and then someday I'll retire. How many people here are never retiring? I'm never retiring. What would I retire to and from? I'm going to stop talking? That's never going to happen. Oh, I'm glad we all think that's funny. I think it is possible. It's a choice to be happy in our lives with everything and to make sure that we only do that which makes us happy. And if there's something we have to do, and this is how I put it, I only do that which makes me happy. And if I have to do it for some reason, I will be happy doing it. Make that choice. Because otherwise, we are no longer living our dream. We're waiting for it. So the title of my talk today is Eyes Wide Open. eyes wide open. Most children live this way. Most children. Do you remember when you were really young? Do you remember going out to play and just spending a whole day playing? How many people are old enough to remember that we used to get up and leave in the morning and our parents didn't see us till dinner time? And it was safe. You would just, and they weren't wondering where we were. They were just glad we weren't there. And we're off playing. Well, I remember once on Charles Street in Philadelphia, PA, bless you, Glenda, where I was sitting with all my friends and we're sitting and we were sure there was this big like falcon or something up in the tree. There was no falcon in the tree. But we sat there all night with our eyes wide open, staring up at that tree, going, I saw it. Did you see it? I saw it. That night, it's like in my memory, in my heart, because that's how big the world was to us back then. But the world can be that now. That's the expansion. That is what is going on for us when we understand this quantum field of pure perfection. But eyes wide open is also about living the dream with the knowledge of everything else going on in your life. I'd like to suggest today that nothing, no thing can stop you from being happy, can stop you from living your dream. I'd like to suggest that no matter what's going on out there, what's going on in here knows the truth, remembers who we are, and doesn't allow any of it to interfere in the lives we are destined to live. This is no complaining week in boot camp. And how many people are doing boot camp in this room? Great, so you all know it's no complaining week. Here's the thing. Have there been less things for me to complain about this week? No. There have been more. Why? Because it's no complaining week. As soon as you say it's no complaining week, all of a sudden everything to complain about shows up. But it's a choice. So for me, everything, no matter what happened, we were at the airport yesterday. We came back yesterday, and when we came, and it was a very fluid, easy flight home. We were like, God, this has been so easy, and we didn't even have luggage. We carried it on, and we're coming down, and we walk into, where was it? Customs. It looked like a 4-hour line, and Kevin was not happy with this 4-hour line. He was like, gee, whatever. And I just smiled. I went, oh, it'll be fun. But I don't know, I believed that, but I wanted to. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have a really good time. I'm just going to talk and look at people. But everybody was so angry. it was like, and I didn't want to complain about the people who were complaining. And, there's only one ping off. So much complaining everywhere. But the concept of, if you have to do it, like go through customs, can you be happy doing it? Can you find a way? And we did. We actually had a pleasant walk through, and we got about halfway through, and somehow this guy comes over, and he opens the little thing right as we're about to hit it. He goes, do you have your passport out? And we said, yeah. He says, oh, go right there. We cut half of it. He just let a few of us just go, and we went right through global entry somehow. Now, was that just an accident? No. Or did the universe pinpoint me and say, here's a man who's willing to be happy in any situation. So I'm going to let him and his angry husband through. But I honestly believe that that's how the universe works. Your energy draws to you that which you are equal to. So why would anybody want to go through life angry or react in those situations that way? Ernest Holmes says this. He says, we should be careful to distinguish daydreaming and wistful wishing from really dynamic and creative knowing. So this is the point I want to make today about the knowing. I can say, I'm going to be happy in everything I do. But what do I know? Do I believe that? Do I absolutely believe that? What you know is what transpires. What you are willing to know about this philosophy, know deep in your gut, like, this is what I know. I know that I can be happy no matter what. I absolutely know that. That knowing has an energy. It takes you on the journey. Most people think it. I think I can be happy. Okay, I also think I could be sad. Or I think I could be blah, blah, blah. But what do you know? And that's what he's saying here. We should be careful to distinguish daydreaming and wistful wishing. I never get up on this stage and say anything to you that I don't believe. I just don't. I won't. I can't. How could I? I believe this stuff. I really, genuinely believe this stuff. It has transformed my life. And now, funny to say now, as we're about to celebrate our 60 years, and 20 years as Global Truth Center and 60 years in this center, I'm now ready to use it. I've been using it, but now I'm ready to really use it. Only that. What I know is what I experience. I'm willing to really put that to the test. What do I know? Because sometimes you're going to find out you know some things you wish you didn't know. Anybody? We know some things. We're still holding on to things that we know from the past. I don't want to know that stuff. I want to know what's on this iPad right now. I want to know what Ernest Holmes is saying right there. So, question for you. What dream is alive in you today? Pull one up. Pull something up. You got to have a dream. You got to have something in you that wants to be expressed. And if you hear yourself giving your yeah buts, anybody have yeah buts? It's like, yeah, here's my dream, but that's a yeah, but. What dream do you have? Just pull one up. I mean, I have a giant dream. And that giant dream is that The Bells Are Swinging will have its fabulous opening night on Broadway. And I know it will unfold perfectly. Now the question is, what do I know? I also know how hard that is. I know how hard it is to get a show from where we are now to a Broadway stage. So how much of that knowing is going to interfere with the being? Here's the thing, though. You can't ignore it. You have to be willing to look at it. That's why dreaming with your eyes wide open is saying, wait, no, I do know this. I know it's going to take, what did we decide, 14 million? 15, 20? Whatever. It's just money, and the universe is prosperous. So I know how much money it's going to take. But before it's going to take money, it's going to take people saying yes to it. It's going to take people being moved by it. It's going to take me going into my soul and making sure it's every ounce of what I want it to be. I'm willing to look at that and go, with my eyes wide open, dream my big dream and deal with every single aspect of it. Now, the yeah buts are when you get to the point of a what if it doesn't happen. That's unacceptable. That's where you don't go. This is all that matters. Dreaming with your eyes wide open requires you to know who you are, which is why I started with this morning, to know who you are so profoundly that all those yeah buts, they just can't make a dent. They just can't. So that you are absolutely dreaming with your eyes wide open. It is real. Your dreams, Nate, are real. And everything else matters in. How does that feel? Doesn't that feel doable? Yes. Does that feel doable, Pauline? Good. Anybody here sitting here that doesn't have a dream? Excellent. What if all of those dreams came true before the night was over? How would that feel? Wouldn't that feel cool? They can. Because you need to start living them now. Live them now in your mind, as Ernest Holmes said in the earlier quote. Don't just think about it, experience it. Start to, Joe said it earlier, visualization. Visualize it. See yourself in it. Live it. Be willing to live it out loud with your eyes wide open, looking at all of it. Sound good? Yeah. Great. I'm going to invite you all to stand up. Come on up, ladies. And I would like you to read these affirmations with me, moving towards your dreams. Here we go. What my mind can do is unlimited, and Now let's that sit for a second. You all saying these things? Okay. What my mind can do is unlimited. Next one. My ability to create is expansive. Everyone? My ability to create is expansive. Now sit with it. Are you knowing it? Are you knowing this? Okay. Okay. My dreams are a reality now. Now that's every dream you've all brought up here this morning. Let's say it together. My dreams are a reality now. That is the truth of who you are.